Oh, hey, man.
Wait!
Dude.
Dude, calm down!
I got give up.
Dude, relax. I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you?
Yeah. I just wanted to say thanks for the help with all the shows, man. Like, this is Chuck Johnson, and I'm here to show you. Yo, this is Chuck, and welcome to episode 13 of How to Defeat Dudes. So for this episode, more than anything else, I really want to just take the time to say thank you to everybody who's been involved in the How to Defeat Dudes project, and it's helped me to make this show a reality. In a poem written by John Donne about 400 years ago, he said that no man is an island, entire of itself, and I truly found that to be the case in the production of this show. The fact of the matter is there's a lot of people that were involved that made this thing real, and I'm truly grateful to all of them, and I really want to just say thank you, if you guys don't mind. So the first person I'd really like to thank is Stu Levy, one of the executive producers of the film Priest, and also more recently the producer and director of the documentary Pray for Japan. It was over a beer in LA that Stu first told me that he didn't like all the self-defense offerings that YouTube had up, and that he challenged me to create a better one that could actually relate to the average person and that could actually reach people who may not necessarily be interested in martial arts. Stu was the person that gave me that challenge, and then in the early stages of the show's development, he also gave me a lot of really good advice on production and a lot of really just amazing mentorship early on. Beyond that, you know, when I launched the campaign to actually fund the show early on, Stu was one of the very first people to contribute to it financially. So Stu, I cannot thank you enough. My hat's off to you, bro. Thank you. So the next big contributor that I would really like to thank is Keith Fargo. Keith is one of the editors at Black Belt Magazine, which I've actually been reading since I was a kid, and also the author of Philosophy of Fighting, which is one of my all-time favorite reads on the topic of martial arts. Keith was good enough to volunteer his time as a technical consultant for the show, both in terms of the techniques that I was going to be teaching, and then also for the actual content as to how I was going to teach them as well. I can tell all you guys honestly, if Keith hadn't been involved in this project, it wouldn't have been half as good as it was. So Keith, my friend, my hat's off to you. Thank you so much for all that you've contributed. And for you guys, the viewers, I would really recommend checking out his column in Black Belt Magazine, as well as his book, Philosophy of Fighting, because his knowledge and his expertise in martial arts are just amazing. The guy knows so much. So if you really want to know about martial arts, check out what he has to say. Keith, thank you. So the third person that I would really like to thank is my co-host, Dean Newcomb. Dean is somebody that I've had the pleasure of working with together, both as a volunteer and as an entertainer. Dean runs an organization called Intrepid Model Adventures that, along with the organization that I was working for, Team Heal Japan, was really instrumental in the relief and cleanup efforts of the Tohoku area after the 3/11 earthquake. As an entertainer, most recently Dean and I were actually in the commercial for the next installment of the series Call of Duty. So if you're in Japan, you get a chance to see the commercial, keep an eye out because we're both actually in it. Next up, Chikara Hatia, our stuntman extraordinaire, who was cool enough to come onto the show as Random Guy. the Japanese homeboy that was getting abused for pretty much all of the later episodes. So Hatia is actually on the same action team that I'm on, and the guy is actually my senior. So he's one of the people that I learned a lot of my action and stunt techniques from. And he was really cool and humble enough to just come onto the show to play comic relief, which was super nice, I thought. So anyway, Hatia, my friend, domo arigatou gozaimashita. So one more person that I really need to thank is this guy. Michael Komagata, my amazing director, who is willing to put up with all of my endless calls for perfectionism and all the times I wanted to reshoot, all the times I wanted to re-edit, all the times I wanted to re-edit. So Michael, you've been incredibly patient, and it's been amazing working with you. Dankeschön. So the next organization that I'd really like to thank is the web forum Martial Talk. When I first started this show, I went around to a few different martial arts forums and then just posted it on a few different ones to see, what kind of responses I would get or what people generally thought about it. And one forum, which out of respect shall remain nameless, had absolutely nothing positive to say at all. And one of the editors even suggested that these shows were nothing more than crappy attempts at self-promotion and wanted to give me a lifelong ban from the forum. Wow. Anyway, on Martial Talk, on the other hand, a lot of the people in there had a lot of constructive criticism that they told me early on that would really help me improve the show. And, people liked it enough, or were supportive of it enough, that it actually got featured in their magazine. And they even asked me to start writing a few written articles for them, which I've done, and which I still continue to do. So, Martial Talk, thank you so much to all of the members of the forum. I could not have made this show as good as I did without you. Thank you so much. So, other groups I'd like to mention, 912shop.net, who lent me the shoes that I used for the Knife Defense episode. Also, Oxel.tv, who picked up the show and then featured it on their website that helped get it out there. YouTubers like Kung Fu Master Simon Lockett, who gave me a lot of good information for the multiple opponent scenarios episode, and who also helped in my campaign to help finance the show. Other ones are the YouTuber by the name of Jason Holmes, who runs a channel called Vanola, and then also my good friend Brandon Batista. Thank you guys so much for all of your contributions, financially or otherwise. Again, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. It really blows my mind that in only 6 months, this show has gotten almost 150,000 hits and almost 4,000 subscribers. So the last person, or the last group of people that I really need to thank is all of you guys. All of you guys that have watched all these episodes, all of you guys that hit the like button, all of you that shared it with your friends, all of you that made positive comments, and even some of the negative comments. And again, none of this would have been possible without the help of all of you. So I am in your debt. Okay? Thank you so much.
Yosh.